Hi, I want to use this video lecture to show you how to create a doc in Google Drive and how to put it into MLA format so that you can submit your drafts and other writing activities in this class. So we're going to work from the assumption that you've already created a Gmail account and that you have an email from Dr. McCullough about your back pain. And no, I'm just kidding. That you have some emails in there. And you're going to go to Drive. I'm going to circle it with that little hand icon. And we're going to click on Drive. And that's going to take us to a space where you can create documents. So once again, just to do that again, we're going to go back to Gmail, find the Drive button, click on Drive. Now here is where we can create our document. Real simple. You see that nice big red Create icon. We're going to click on that and we're going to choose Document. And when we click on this document, it's going to give us a blank page. Consider it like a blank Word document where you can create your draft or paper. So we're going to click on Document, and we're going to do some basic things to make sure that this paper right from the get-go is in MLA format. First, we're going to go and make sure we have 1-inch margins. So we're going to go under File. Once again, we're going to click under File and go down to Page Setup. And when we go to Page Setup, you'll see some options, some of which are showing up a little below our screen here, but that's okay. The main thing is we want to make sure all the margins are 1 inches. Now that has been the default in Google Drive, but I just wanted to make sure that you always do this whenever you're working with any kind of word processing program. Make sure you've got your 1-inch margins. So you've got your 1-inch margins. The next thing you need to take care of is making sure that you're working in the correct font. And for all academic writing, the correct font is Times or Times New Roman, and the size should be 12. So once again, Times or Times New Roman, and the size is 12, not 11 or 10, but 12. So now we've got a correctly formatted document with 1-inch margins and the right font set up. Good time now to give the document a title. What you want to do is make sure that each of your documents is titled appropriately for the draft that we're doing. So let's say we're working on our paper 1 schematic outline. Just call your draft that. Maybe later you'll have paper 1 draft 3. Because we're going to be putting every draft up in Google Drive. And for each paper, you're going to end up with an outline and 2, 3, or even 4 drafts. And you want to label each one separately and save them as you go along so you have a sort of historical documentation of your paper so you can track the evolution, but also so you can document to me that you've done all the work and completed all the stages. So you give it a name. I'm going to click on a little OK button that's actually below the video space. So you might not have been able to see that, but now I've got a name on my document, and you'll notice Google Drive is automatically saving things as I go. So I've got a name, I've got margins, I've got the right font. The next thing you want to do in MLA is you always want to go ahead and put in your MLA headings, and the MLA headings order is pretty straightforward. It's your name, and then your professor's name, and then the course name, and then the date. And the date is done in sort of the European style where you do the day and then the month and then the year. 25 August 2013. But this is an important point here, and it's a good thing to remember. Your paper is to be double spaced. So we want to do that right from the get-go so there's room to easily read your lines. And so the way you can set up your paper as double spaced is go over to line spacing and shift to double. So you've got the proper MLA headings now. You're going to click one more line over and you're going to put in the title. Now early on in the paper, rather than giving it a specific formal name, which you'll do at the end, you want to just give it the draft name. So you might call it Paper 1 Intro and Schematic Outline. Or you might have called it Paper 1 Draft 4, or whatever it actually is. Just label it by the assignment name. And then I'm going to encourage you to go down a space and indent and start writing in some text. And you can just put in space holder text. The reason you're going to want to do that is will become clear later because we're going to talk about how to set off your intro. So now you go back to your intro and you want to center, your title, not your intro, your title. You want to center your title, and you're not going to put that title in any kind of format. You're not going to use bold or underlining or highlighting. It's just plain, simple text. And we're well on our way to an MLA formatted document. Notice also how the first paragraph is indented. Every paragraph in the paper is indented, and there's no extra spacing between everything. Everything is just double spaced. So watch. If I go back to single space, that's what it looks like. There's no extra lines inserted between the headings and the title or the title and the first paragraph. Everything is tight. But so people can read it more easily, we make it all double space. So no bold, no all caps, no underlinings, no spaces. Your paper's going to have sort of a plain, straightforward look. The theory is that this increases the emphasis on the content. If all the papers look exactly the same, then they're all judged for the content, quality of language, etc. That's the ideal of standardization. So there you go. You have some basic MLA formatting of a document and some basic strategies for how to create that document in Google Drive. For each assignment I give you, I will give you an example that you can look at so you can make sure yours is formatted like the example. For example, this first intro and schematic outline assignment actually includes a table in it, and each draft sort of has different requirements, everything from a works cited list to page numbers and headings. But those are all for later conversations. This is just a basic introduction on how to create a document in Google Drive and how to put it into basic MLA format right from the get-go.